I don't think a person is a red flag only and a person is a green flag only. Real time I think would be this boy. So हमारी ना 11th number building 12 number building ऐसे attached थे, तो हमारी balcony और उनकी balcony ऐसे आती थी. I never really became friends with him. I never really spoke to him much. He didn't speak much, but I always had a huge crush on him. The one crush that I thought was attainable was Daniel Radcliffe. There was a time when I was convinced that if I go to London and sit at the right places, I will end up meeting him and he will end up falling in love with me. So I wouldn't call that just a celebrity crush. I genuinely believed when I was 11 that we had a connection. I am a romance book reader. Our book boyfriends change every week. Like this week, my book boyfriend is Rio De Luca, who is the defender for the Chicago team of ice hockey, NHL. That's what it's called. He is Liz Tomford's latest male main character. So yeah, he's my current fictional man. I met him on the 25th of October 2011. And then we started dating on the 29th of October 2011. I just lucked out that he happened to be a good guy. Now that I think about it, I was 18, he was 22. We were obviously not that smart. We had hardly lived any life. So we were reckless. None of this was thought through. If this was to happen to me now, 3 days doesn't count as anything. Like, it would be months and months of like talking and speaking and going out and spending time with each other before I think I would even commit to something like that. He made the first move. It happened by him asking our common friend for my BlackBerry Messenger pin, and then he sent me a message, and then he kept sending messages, and then he kept calling, and then after 3 days we were like, okay, maybe we should meet now. So that's when we actually met. It's so funny because the first time we were in the same room together, he saw me, but I hadn't seen him. But I would always listen to his voice because we would speak on the phone, and he would sing these songs on his guitar and send me voice recordings of it. So I always thought that was very, very hot because he had this like deep, very masculine voice. I think it depends on the intention of the date. I honestly, and I'm like, there's no judgment. There's different kinds of people looking for different kinds of things in a relationship. So what is your intention with it? Like, if you're going with the intention of, I'm looking for a life partner and that's gonna take work. So I feel like judging on the first impression might be a little too harsh. But if you're looking just for something casual, or if you're just looking for something like which is not that deep that quickly, or if you're not sure of what you're doing, then go with your gut. If you feel like the first impression didn't do what it did, then move on, I think. I think and I remember lying through my teeth to my parents about this. So we took a trip to Alibag for the first time. We were not earning or anything. I used to do theatre, right? And उसमें से जितने पैसे मिलते थे, I used to save up. And same with him. I mean, he was living away from home, so it's not like we were like so well to do in general that we could just go. So we took a bus from Navi Mumbai and we went to Alibag. We rented this really cute small little hotel that we stayed. So there's this collage that I made for Vishank on one of our anniversaries, I think, and all those pictures are just from our first trip to Alibag, and I thought it was so special. I told them that I'm going with a friend who I did take along, and then I asked him to get his friend along so we wouldn't interfere with each other. I do not remember the first fight, but I'm guessing it was something as stupid as, why haven't you replied to me? I've been trying to call you for so long. And bichara, he was in class or something, I think, because we were both in college at that time. We were both in our final year of college. So I think it was as stupid as that. I think Avni would directly jump to conclusions and assume things and make the situation worse in her head, so eventually in life. And knowing how patient Aman has been throughout the book, and then kind of getting to the resolution that he does in the end, I think he would let her have that. Like, he would let her freak out. He would let her go through those imaginary scenarios a few times before she calms down and then approach with a conversation. Unpopular opinion, I don't think it's that simple. I don't think a person is a red flag only and a person is a green flag only. I think a person is whole when you recognize these good, bad and ugly things about each other, but accept each other and work on it together. The first few months of a relationship, you're just so smitten and you're so blind to so many things, which is why after a few months is when you like start seeing more things, then like a trip kind of adds on to it. But at some point in the relationship, I don't know if it's the first trip, but you should definitely travel with your partner to see if you should stay with them or not. I had fallen in love with him. So I think I said I love you first. It wasn't very dramatic when we got together, you know. Like, also all my friends thought it was a really bad idea because they were like, who is this guy? We don't know him. Like, we've never met him before. And who's this guy that you're suddenly talking to for 3 days and then you're in a relationship with? I always kept everything on the DL. Like, I didn't talk about this too much to too many of my friends because I was so scared that a few months in, they're going to be like, see, we told you this was a bad idea. What's wrong with you? I did not think I would be here 14 years later talking about him like this. Time pe to, I didn't make it dramatic at all. Like, there were no big gestures. There was none of that because I was just so scared how impulsive everything was. We had always been very different people. And then we kept growing even more different as we kept growing up. In some strange way, actually helped us stay together. But as we kept growing, we kind of started finding ways to meet each other in the middle, and then that never stopped. Also, no matter how bad things got, neither of us ever even got to a point of getting up and leaving. Now, I don't know if that came from a place of habit, or that came from a place of fear, or that came from a place of just patience. Whatever it did, I'm glad it did, because now that I look at my life, I cannot imagine spending it with anyone other than him. I like doing pottery, and I didn't think he would ever be interested in it till one weekend I was going to my pottery class and I was like, do you just want to come? And we went and we made like jars and mugs and dishes together. So I cannot expect my partner to love me in the way that I want to be loved if I A, don't communicate that, and B, don't practice that on myself. I genuinely do think I fell in love for the first time with Vishank. But speaking of heartbreaks, I've not had a heartbreak in love, but I have had a heartbreak in friendship, which was actually much later. And that kind of really, really shook me. And I hate to put it like that, but when it's a relationship, somehow in a very far away corner of your mind, somehow when things go wrong, एक बार breakup का thought आ जाता है. पर दोस्तों के साथ ये वाला thought कभी आता नहीं है ना. दोस्तों के साथ आप बैठ के कभी ये नहीं सोचते हो कि अगर कल से हमारी दोस्ती नहीं रही तो, because आपको लगता है कि मतलब ये दोस्त है, जो हो जाए कर लेंगे figure out यार, जो हो जाए हम कर. Like I genuinely think you fear heartbreak a lot less in friendship. So, you know, I'd heard this podcast where Vidya Balan was speaking, and I love listening to Vidya speak. I think she's one of my favorite people to listen to. Anyway, जहाँ पे she spoke about protecting your own peace in a situation where heartbreak happens, and that kind of helped me with forgiveness a lot easier. So I think moving on, being a little selfish, protecting your own peace, looking at yourself, thinking about what makes you happy, and looking out for yourself, I think can be a good way to take the first step towards moving on. I remember when we were in college, we would obviously sit and make all these plans in life, right? And I used to be like, I want to go here and I want to go there. And we were like, okay, बड़ा discussion करके बहुत सालों पहले हमने decide किया था कि एक बार यूरोप का trip करेंगे. Like, we'll go to Europe. I really want to go to Paris with you, and I want to go to Belgium with you, and I want to go to Amsterdam with you. And I think in 2018, we took that trip. So that was quite special. Okay, everybody, if you like this video, make sure you like and share it, and also subscribe to Tweak India.
Because he doesn't want other girls to see it. Duh.
ऐसे निकल गया आंसर.
I didn't.